Hi, I'm Heather from booktubes, and today is my pile of possibilities, for my June TBR, the amazing Readathon. This was originally supposed to be a KU TBR video, which is a regular video on my channel, but I decided just, let's branch out of Kindle Unlimited and actually give you like all of the books I'm kind of starting with top of mind for June and the amazing Readathon reading plans. So here we go. So we're going to start with things that are on Kindle Unlimited, like a regular KU TBR. I will mention if they are an openly queer author and if I'm planning on using them for a specific sizing prompt or just like hoping that they fit something, right? Soulless by Gail Carriger is a favorite book of mine. Love it. It's a steampunk Victorian paranormal romance, and it is fun banter, just immaculate. And Julie at Keep Calm with Books and Coffee told me that, or didn't tell me, said in a video that Gail Carriger is openly queer, and so I was immediately like, all right, let's prioritize this, because Soulless, the manga, has been on my TBR for over a year. Not very many things happen. I do delete things off my TBR if I don't read them, but one of the side prompts is a book that's been on your TBR for over a year, so I'm definitely using this manga. It is just, the first book of the actual series in manga form, and I'm really excited to finally pick it up. There are three, and again, they're in Kindle Unlimited, so awesome. Next is Double Exposure by Rien. This is an openly queer author. This is romantic suspense and is only 174 pages, and I have read and liked a couple books by this author before, but this one is on KU, so it's the one I'm choosing. Next, I have Cult of Personality, which is Criminal Intentions #7 by McCade, openly queer author. This has a ton of queer characters, a ton of BIPOC characters. Our main characters are two police detectives. One is a veteran on the force, and one is like a kind of a rising star from another department that gets transferred in the first book. These have a lot of content warnings, but the author has them all listed at the front of the book, does a really good job with that. But they can be a bit heavy. And especially #6, I read, like a year ago now? Something like that. And it was just a lot. It was a lot. I was not having a good time. I felt so like emotionally, I don't know. It really affected me. I was having a hard time with it. Now, #7 is very lighthearted. I think it's almost all relationship, because in the 6 books we've had a slow burn relationship building, and now they're together. And I have heard that this one, I believe, is kind of a break from a lot of the cases that we're solving in each book. So I'd like to read that and hopefully continue the rest of the season. I know that the end of the season is very intense, because this does kind of follow the format of a TV show, a crime show. Think Castle, Psych, Criminal. I mean, those are the ones that I like, but Criminal Minds, Bones, all those things. You know how the season finale is like in your face. That's how this is too, and I'm scared. But we're at least gonna read #7, I think. Then I have Friendly Fire by Saxon James, who is another openly queer author, and my friends Robin at Paperbacks and Planners and Steph at Novelty Corner love Saxon James books. They've read a ton of them, but Robin specifically said Friendly Fire, and it is the 4th book in a series, and it's standalone, but it's the 4th book in a series. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, this is like childhood friends to enemies to lovers. And again, it's like under 200 pages, I think, and that appeals to me. Just in general, not even for like a competitive based reading challenge. I just love books around 200 pages, so this is gonna work out. Then I have The Falcon and the Foe by AJ Truman. This is an openly queer author and new to me. I don't know anyone who's read this author, but this one specifically has a fat main character or a love interest, one or the other, and I want more fat men in romance, so I'm really excited about this one. It's male, and it is I want to say it might involve a single dad. Then I have Outfield Assist, which is Dominating the Diamond number 2 by Cate Giraldo. This is an openly queer author. I read and loved the first book in this series. This one is a throuple, and again, it is like professional baseball players and like a trainer and something else. I don't know. All the jobs, I don't remember. But really liked the writing so much in book 1. And I'm kind of actually hoping that these tropes and relationship dynamics might work for me a little bit better, because the first one was a submissive hero and that's just not my favorite thing, but it was excellently done, so it's still a great book and would be great for you to pick up if you haven't read it. Next, I have After the Shut Up Ring by Kate C. Wells. This is a 5-word title. It did just release like yesterday when I'm filming this, but I am saving it for June. And this is a woman with a longtime boyfriend, and he gets her a ring and they're at the wedding, and he once again is the worst. They do have children. Once again, he's the worst, and she's like, actually, I'm not marrying you. I'm not going through with this. I'm not doing this. You're literally just doing this to placate me? Seems wrong, but I'm not doing it. And then she has a romance with her best friend instead. I love Kate C. Wells. Then I have Sanctuary, which is Kindle number 6 by Claire Kent. This is a 1-word title. It is an isolated setting. Obviously, you should start with book 1 or with Last Light, which is my host's favorite and a kind of companion novel. It's officially like 0.5 or something. Almost all, except for Last Light, almost all of Claire Kent's books are 1-word titles, but I love it so much. Dystopian romance. Then I have A Marvelous Light, which is the last binding book number 1 by Freya Marski, maybe? I have no idea what I wrote, but this is an openly queer author. It's a male-male fantasy romance, and I think it might be more fantasy than romance, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I've had this recommended to me quite a few times. Specifically, the 3rd book in this series has consensual non-consent, which is my favorite kink to read about, and I have to get through books 1 and 2 if I want to read that. So we're gonna try it probably and see how I feel about it. And then Pit Stop by Cassie Mint has a car on the cover, and it is a novella. I think it's about 80 pages, and that's why it's on my KU checkouts, is because I needed a car on the cover. And then lastly for KU, I have Spring of the Wolf, which is Seasons of the Lukoi number 2 by Iris Foxglove. This is an openly queer author duo, so it is by more than one author. This world, I don't know if all of their books have this, but this world has pretty heavy dominant and submissive things. Everybody's a dominant or everybody's a submissive, and like people know which you are and stuff. I've read a couple of books in this series and will continue if it fits prompts that I need, because I like their writing, and again, they're not overly long. It's like fantasy romance-esque. Then from the library, almost all of these are openly queer authors. I have Megan by Rebecca Weatherspoon, openly queer author, also a BIPOC author, also name in the title, also 1-word title. If it's lots of prompts, but this is a billionaire and a kindergarten teacher, and she is an experienced submissive, I believe, and then he is going to learn about BDSM. He's also autistic. I am almost positive. And then I have Rien in the Stars by Alexandria Bellafleur. I got this recommendation specifically, like the person who convinced me to put it on my TBR was Mara at Books Like Whoa, back of like her favorite books of the year or something, I think is what it was. But this I know is a sapphic romance, again, queer author. I don't remember what about it made me be like, yes, that one, but something did. This has been on my TBR for several months. It's one of my oldest books right now. Then I'm finally going to probably pick up Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. I've heard about this for forever. It's one of Bree's favorites. I've never really even considered reading it, but is officially on the TBR. Then I have The Queer Principles of Kit Webb by Cat Sebastian. I read the second book of this a couple months ago and really liked it, and so I would like to read this one. Again, an openly queer author. This is historical romance and very fun, very good writing. Delightful banter. Really impressed with the writing. Then I have The 7-10 Split by Carmen Lee, who is an author that I've read and loved before. I'm not super interested in a bowling romance, I won't lie to you, but I am invested in this author. Again, you have a BIPOC author if you need that for one of the prompts. And they are openly queer, and I know I like their writing. And this is their first, I believe, traditionally published book, and I'm very excited for them. And then lastly from the library, I have Biased by Jennifer L. Eberhardt. This is only words on the cover. It is a nonfiction about our internal biases and our unconscious biases, and you know, just the things that we don't even realize society has ingrained into our brain to the point that we don't even recognize that that is what we are filtering all of our information through about people. So I saw this one, I want to say specifically from Meg with the books. She read this, I think, for an unwrap challenge and ended up loving it. And I do have it as an audiobook. I don't like audiobooks, but I'm gonna try and persevere. And I don't know any romances with only words on the cover, so I was gonna have to go out of the genre for that one, which is no big deal. No big deal. And then some of my owned TBR on ebook. I own The Dare by Harley LaRue. This is a queer author. This is a novella. It is a dark, extremely kinky ex-bully. She was the bully. Why choose romance? It's been on my radar for years before it got banned from Amazon. And then it finally came back to Amazon and I went ahead and bought it. Been sitting on my TBR for a few months. Then for my special edition prompt, I know exactly what I'm gonna read. Hold tight. I have exactly one special edition on my TBR, and that is Office Hours by Katrina Jackson. This was gifted to me from Steph at Novelty Corner because she's the best. Look at that. Tell me that's not the best cover you've ever seen. I love the style of cover. I am so happy that Katrina did this, and I would love for more authors to do especially special editions like this. Fantastic, amazing, love it. I know I just forgot her name. Evie Mitchell also has covers like this, but this is two professors at a college. She's stressed and he just wants to make it better, I think, and I believe that this is all vibes, no plot, no nothing, just we're together. And I did start it a few months ago. I DNF'd it because I was in a huge reading slump, but June, it is happening. So I'm definitely using that for the special edition prompt because it's literally my only option. So even if it fits a different prompt, I won't switch it. And then I also plan on reading the Clean Sweep graphic novel by Alona Andrews. Obviously, I'm a huge Alona Andrews fan. This was gifted to me from Izzy at Happy for Now. I don't know why I said your name like that. I'm sorry. But this is basically the first part of the first book in the series. And I am just so hyped about this because read it multiple times, all-time favorite, but I've not read the graphic novel. And also this was published in March, which is my birthday month, which will fit that prompt. And then I also have from Izzy at Happy for Now, Nina and the Starry Bride, volumes 1 and 2, and these are under 1,000 ratings on Goodreads. So fantasy romance manga, super excited about that. And then also borrowed from Izzy at Happy for Now, so this is not stuff that I own. I only have this many manga left from her. Go ahead, be proud of me. If you're familiar with my channel, be proud of me because this is like the fastest I've gone through the manga loans ever. But I have I Can't Refuse 1 and 2. It's a butler giving sex lessons. I have My Happy Marriage, volumes 1 through 4. Volume 4. This, I think, is A Marriage of Convenience. I have no idea. I don't remember, but I remember being like, yeah, I want that. And then, infamously, I kind of thought I would never read these, but here we are. Dick Fight Island. If you've never heard of this, where have you been? You must not watch the people that I watch. But I remember when Izzy and Shay first discovered this, and yeah, I asked for it. So it's MM romance, where they have armor on their dicks and then they fight. Such a funny concept, honestly. And this is sealed. Obviously it's explicit, but this is sealed because Izzy had to buy it again after lending it to someone else and not getting it back. So that just shows how much she loves me and the faith that she has in me, that she would literally loan me her replacement copy from loaning the first one. So that's it. Those are the books that I'm like 100% already have checked out. They're not the anticipated releases for June because that will have its own video. I'll let you know in that one which ones I'm like, I am almost 100% reading these in June. So that'll be its own video next week on June 1st, or later this week, I guess, when you're seeing it. I'm filming on Saturday. But today, if you're watching this the day that it is posted, tonight at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on Izzy at Happy For Now, please tell me you're already subscribed. I don't know why we're even talking if you're not. My romance co-host and clearly my friend that I love being friends with because it's a very beneficial relationship for me. Anyways, on Izzy's channel, we're doing a live show giving recommendations for every single one of the 50 sightseeing prompts. And Rihanna, at 4 Paws in the Book, you might have heard of her, will be participating. So it will be an officially sanctioned, possibly Easter eggs will be dropped, live show. Obviously will be focused on romance, but won't be romance exclusive, and I'm sure the chat won't be romance exclusive. So while those will be books that I have already read, I also have like lists of all the prompts and like possibilities and everything, because that's who I am as a person. And then these aren't even important. The sightseeing isn't even as important as the city prompts. I have no idea what any of those are. So, you know, it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm doing great. Don't worry about me. I'm not worried about this readathon at all. Definitely not still slumping. It'll be fine. I'm going to read the most I've ever read and I'm going to like it. So anyways, that's it. That's it. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully see you tonight on Izzy's channel. Bye!